Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. If you're new to my channel, subscribe that way, like my videos, share my videos, blah blah blah. Yes, it is Insomniac series episode 46. Just typed it and I still haven't put it on the screen yet. Anyways, episode 46 Insomniac series. I was inspired by my Sew Sunday. I made this adorable little bag. Oh, it is so adorable. So very adorable that I decided, since I took caffeine as per suggestion from one of my subscribers who messaged me and said I should try caffeine since I don't drink coffee, soda, tea, anything like that, that I should try caffeine. Well, it's one thing we actually have in the house because my husband was a weightlifter, and for his morning boost before he goes to the gym, he always took caffeine pills, which gave him that boost while he was weightlifting. So he has caffeine pills because he doesn't weightlift anymore, but he still has the stuff. And so I tried caffeine, and now I'm hyper with a headache. So I just figured I'd come here and hang out with you guys when we can't sleep. I know I have this whole Insomniac project right here that I started in episode 45 that I have not done, and I'm just going to leave it there because I kind of just want to make some more of these adorable bags. So I've cut enough, I had enough left of this rest of this batting to make 2 more bags, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom through 2 more bags. Hi Jim, and I will catch comments as I see them. Oh, they are on. I gotta turn the screen. Hi Shirley. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 more bags while we hang out because this is just so adorable. It inspired me to make some more. So I'm gonna make 2 more with the black and white theme and the guitars, because that's the fabric that's already sitting here and I don't feel like digging through the bin to do something else. So for now I'm just going to do with what I have already sitting here. Again, I cut the batting same as earlier. If you cut I'm using a paper template. I cut my lining for 2 out of the rest of that fabric. I also cut 2 pieces off because it started shrinking in size as that piece is, I don't know how that always happens from the long arm. So I cut this piece. These next 2 that I make, I'm going to put 2 little slip pockets in them. So I cut 1 slip pocket for each. And then I haven't cut it to size yet. None of this is cut to size. Then I'm going to have the straps. So each piece will give me 2 strap pieces. And then obviously I'll pull out my, whatchamacallit, as I need it when I get to it. So for now, I'm just going to start by making my, quilt as you go pieces, and I'm just going to leave this bag over there as the example. I just want you to still be able to see what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm not going to put my walking foot on because it's really loud. I'm just going to leave the foot that's on here now, and I'm going to go ahead and bring my little scraps closer to me, and I'm just going to go ahead and do all 4 of these pieces. And I'm going to try to keep them somewhat in a symmetrically type order. I did this, I kept it sit down, and then the opposite side is the same exact thing, but something totally different. And then I'll grab zippers as I go. I doubt I have any more gray zippers or black zippers, so I'll probably just use colors from my guitar print as a zipper. Like, it really doesn't matter. And now I remember that I was going to change my zipper tabs on the end, so this time I'll remember to make the zipper tab a little bit bigger so that I can pop the corners out more. This is just my personal bag now, unless the other ones turn out cuter. But for now, this will be my personal bag, and the other 2 are just going to be new and improved. So we're going to start with 1. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the guitar print in the center of this one. And I'm going to take this music print to the white on white for this. I'm going to split this in half because I liked that idea earlier. So this was a 2.5 inch strip. I'm going to split it in half. Trying to line it up just ever so perfect-ish so that I can split it in half nicely at 1 1/4 because it was a 2 1/2 inch strip. And most of this I can do while sitting down. Hi, Vicky. So I'm going to just do the same thing I did earlier and put these on. Let me make sure that I have the smooth side down. And shake that off. It has some thread from quilting on it. I guess that's okay. As long as it's not showing through on the white side or the white fabric. So I'm going to about center that. Pull these threads off and I'm going to sew. And you guys can chit chat with me while I do so. And I'll look as much as I can over at the screen. If you guys talk fast, then obviously I'll have to hold it. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect stitch length. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sewing. So my next Insomniac video, even though I usually keep these in order, my next one will just be episode 47 will be the one where I finish that. Whatever. So yeah, we're on 46 now. So episode 47 will be the finish of the other quilt that I was working on. And I randomly just now got the hiccups. Whew. Okay, so I'm just going to be sewing these on now as best as I can, and I'll quilt them as I go. I just figured you guys might want to chat and you can witness me making these. And I gotta stop using my fingernails because I keep breaking my fingernails. So I'm just gonna make one panel at a time. I'm gonna try to make them almost the same-ish. I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna, oh, first I got to quilt it, duh. Yes, I made myself go the opposite way so I could quilt that. That way I didn't have to break thread and come back. Even though I should have done it that way, but I didn't. That second time around. This bag came out so cute earlier. I was like thinking to myself while watching a movie with Scott, I was like, should I be thinking about making more bags, or should I just, or should I watch this movie? Let's go with this black first, and I'm going to split this in half. We're just going to make it 1 inch. Put this on either side, or on both sides, I should say. I'm trying to make it symmetrical, only because it looks cute that way. And I'm going to snip as I go because I really don't need these long pieces. So what are you guys all up to? What's everybody doing awake? And I don't need my iron for a while, so that's why I should have turned it off, but I left it on. Just gonna sit here so I don't have to get up and move around. Okay, let's quilt this down. Relaxing and fun, and there's no rules. I don't have to do anything a specific way. I can just have fun with it. So I'm gonna put this herringbone in one, the herringbone one in now. I don't have to do anything specific. Just trying to keep these ones on the symmetrical side purposely so that the bags look pretty awesome. I like the first one, so I'm sticking with that theme. I don't have enough, I don't even think there's any more butterfly print left, so that won't be in these, but the guitars will, because it's pretty cool. Alright, so let's stitch this on. That was totally not a straight seam, but that don't matter. Because again, this is no rules, quilt as you go. Or run out of bobbin as you go. I'm just using white thread for everything. No need to use black, even though there's a lot of black in what I'm doing. I don't feel it necessary. The white kind of gives it a little bit of an accent anyway, and it really looks cool. Alright, so I'm going to snip this, come in where I started, make a couple little tiny back stitches. I'm going to clip that original thread and go on the next seam. Sorting colors of hued honey bun to finish your cap blocks. Hi Kim, I thought you were sleeping, woman. Let's see. Next, oh, we want to use this polka dot. We definitely want polka dot. We're gonna put big polka dot and end this with white. And then, yeah, there's still more polka dots for the rest of the way around. So we'll go big polka dot first and then the white. Come around to this one. I have a feeling that I'm going to make a whole bunch of these little bags because they're so fun and they're small, they don't take up much space, and they make great gifts. And they go together so quickly. Trim this excess off because that can be used for something else. All right, let's end this with a white on white. What's on this one? Ooh, this one's circles. Ooh. Oh, is there more of this? Well, I guess I'll just go with this one. That's right side, okay. So we're going to put that on there. I wish there was more of that, but I can't see as of this very moment. So I'm just going to cut some of this for each side. It's going to hang over, and it's probably only going to have a little bit in the bag due to my cut, but that's okay. Again, I'm just using scraps, so it really don't matter. Sleep not tonight, tired. Didn't work. Yeah, oh, where's my mouse? I buried my mouse, guys. Now I need to get machine out so I can sew. Let's see. Hi, Tony. Hi, Maureen. What are you making? I'm making these little cute bags from my Sew Sunday video. I'm making 2 more because I was so inspired. I was like, oh, I gotta make more. So as soon as the movie was over with Scott, I decided to come in here and come on for an Insomniac video. Although I should be finishing episode 45's stuff because I try to keep those in order. But like I said, I was really inspired to make more bags. So that's why I'm here to make more bags. Because they are just so awesome. Alright, so let's press these. I kind of want to add more stitching in the center of these polka dots because it, like, all of the stitching seems so close, so I think I'm gonna add right here. Oh, that looks fine just on one side. I'm gonna add right here. And when I trim that, that'll go away, so I won't even bother stitching that. So here is one panel I've made so far. So now let's make another one that's going to go on the opposite side. So I'm going to kind of keep that as reference because I'm going to try to make them both bags a little on the similar side. So I guess we'll just start with guitar on this one too because I have a lot of the guitar. I'm going to put that, let's make sure that this is the correct way facing the feed dogs, and it is now. Let's pull all this extra thread off of here. We're going to lay this in the center, or what I believe to be center, and it sticks very nicely to the cotton. This time we're going to start with this on both sides. Let's make this skinnier because I like that the next fabric to be skinny. This is about 1 1/4 because this is a, yep, it's a 2 1/2. So let's cut 1 1/4. So all I'm doing is using strings. I think she's making a purse. Yes, I'm making another purse. Hi, Nita. Hello to those just joining. Shirley saying hello, everyone. We're going to put one of these on each side. Again, I'm just attempting to kind of make them a little on the symmetrical side, just because I can. That kind of veered off crooked, but that doesn't matter because it don't matter. It's not gonna matter because it doesn't matter. Just little bags, and they're super adorable, and I'm having fun. So, and for those that missed Sew Sunday, here's an extra video to add, you know. All right, let's quilt this. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these extra bags, but, and I probably won't just make the 2 that I'm going to make in this video. Who knows if I'll make both completely in this video, but I'm going to attempt it. Ooh, this is cool. I like that one. Let's see, is there more? Oh, yay, there's more. I'm going to put this one on here because this is cool. Again, if you make these bags, you do not have to do what I'm doing with the 1 piece on each side. You can just add a bunch of strings and pieces and put them on whatever side. and just keep rowing it. I kind of like the idea of everything lining up, not lining up, but where the bag kind of has a theme. So these bags have a theme. So they're just little quilt as you go bags. And once you make one, it kind of just goes super fast from there. Fabric, let's put, ooh, I have more. Do I have more of this? More of this. Right here. Bam. Is that long enough? Hold on. To know that it's going to be long enough, we just grab this sheet. When it's open, it's not going to cover the whole thing. Oh, just barely. So if I lay this at the top, it'll cover it. Or this piece will get both. All right, let's see. I chop this off. That should be plenty for both sides. Oh yeah, plenty for both sides. Look at that. Making it work. I'm using my little pressing stick, my little presser, wood pressing thing, and just kind of sliding it along the seam, giving it a lot of pressure to move out of the way. For my quilt as I go, I'm only quilting on each side of the seam. But you can quilt it however you would like when you make these kind of things. Alright, and let's add some music notes on the end. No, because that's white on white. Let's add polka dots on the end of this one. Is that enough for two? No. Is there any more polka dots? No, but this black is pretty. Let's put this black on each end. Okay. No, I'm not using the walking foot on this because it's so loud and I don't want to, in case Scott's trying to go to sleep, I really, it's probably watching another movie. I don't want to wake anybody or make it loud. It does really sound like a gun or a jackhammer or something with that walking foot on. So instead of having to change the foot out to something else, anyway, when I go to sew the bag together because the walking foot gets in the way of the zipper, I might as well just do it with this already on here, which is no big deal. It's still doing everything the exact same as a walking foot would do. And depending on how fast this bag goes, then I'll probably, I don't know if I want to confuse myself by making both at the same time, or if I want to just do one at a time for now. I should just do one at a time, honestly. stitch on this one just to hold it down before the final trim. All right, so now I'm going to trim, move all that out of my way. So now I'm going to trim my two pieces. So far I've got this. They both have the guitar in the middle. Hopefully it'll line up nicely. It probably won't. That's okay because this is just a scrappy project. We're going to line this up on here and cut everything out. It's just my paper template. I showed you guys what I was using earlier. Just going to try to keep everything nice and aligned. Not really wasting much, which is good. I could clip the paper to the template if I want to. It's going really nicely, so I shouldn't have to, as long as you are careful while you're turning everything. And then I'm going to cut my little corner out. Come on. And if I like get it messed up at all, then it'll at least end up in the seam allowance, my little corner edge. So my scissors get that nicely. All right, so there's one. Let's cut out number two. And I knew that white would be not very much on the end, so we're cutting a lot off, but that's okay. Start with cutting this whole bottom. Yeah, I'm not using the walking foot because it's too loud, which is fine. Oops, this can go with this because that is not sewn on there. Just lining up my ruler with my template. If you caught earlier's video, this is exactly what I was doing earlier. I'm telling you guys, you should make this bag, and if you do, you should share photos in the group because it is super adorable. Even if you make it with whatever fabrics you choose, you know. I know I should be using the ruler. I literally have it next to me and I'm not using it. All right, so those pieces are now cut out and ready. See? Look at that. Now we need to cut two lining pieces and get those ready. So I'm just going to lay them on top of each other. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong sides, because cutting them at the exact same time, the same size as my template. I'm going to stand to do this correctly. Can't turn my head that sideways, so standing is a lot better and making everything line up just right. Alright, now to cut out my little bottoms. Just going to hold the template on here, or the piece on here, that way the template stays nice. So there's one bottom corner. And this is a 2-inch cutout right here. at the bottom for anybody that's curious. And I totally got that off my template. There we go. And the only thing that I'm going to be doing a little bit different is my, alright, so there's that. I also am making a slip pocket, so I'm going to cut one of these out for a slip pocket. And we're also going to look at this so we can see how big it's going to end up, because the bag, tall wise, is 6 inches tall. So it's going to have to fit just, you know, slightly in the center. So if I trim this down, and truth is really way louder than any one I've ever heard. Yes, my walking foot is super loud. Has everyone up at this time at night, morning? I'm just up because I have insomnia, but technically it's only 10:30 here right now. Jim doesn't use his walking foot at night either. Yeah, I don't know what it is. This machine is perfect. This one, the Brother, the walking foot isn't loud at all. But I don't know why. The one for the Juki is like super loud. All right, I'm gonna line this up on a line and count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll cut it exactly at 6.5. So we're gonna line up that half mark. So I'm barely cutting this side. So if I can remember 6.5 for the next one, let's cut a nice straight line right here. We're gonna put this on a number. We're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 8.5. So 6.5 by 8.5. That should be just right. It's not huge pocket, but it's not a dinky little pocket either. Should fit, I don't know, something in it. So when I fold it in half, because I'm going to fold this in half, and then stick it on here and center it, it should be the perfect size slip pocket. Yes. So let's start by sewing this wonderful slip pocket together. We're just going to put it right sides together like this. And I'm just going to sew this right here with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay. And then I'm going to put it right sides out. I'm going to take it over to the iron, which is now not on anymore. For now, I'm just going to finger press me a finger press line. And I'm going to line this up. That way when I get to the iron and it's nice and warm, this will lay nice and flat. And then it'll push the other side out so it won't be sticking out like that. It's just going to be a little small slip pocket for like chapstick or whatever. I'm going to pre-cut the next one only because that way I don't forget those numbers. So 6.5 by 8.5. All right, so let's come over 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Ooh, I don't have 6.5 fully, but that's okay. That will get hidden in a seam by 8.5. Straighten that side out here. It's really slivering off pieces. Okay, let's see if we have 8.5 at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 exactly. Look at that. All right, so 6.5 by 8.5. We're gonna make this one ready too. That way we can just use the iron. Has a little sliver off the end, but that will be hidden in the seam when I put the slip pocket on. Okay. So now I have myself a slip pocket ready for the second purse already in advance. Pre-press that seam so that way you can lay it right here nice and flat. And I'm going to press this now nice on that seam. and out. Press this one. And so that I don't have raw edges, because this isn't a slip pocket that's going all the way across, I'm going to reach in now and fold under about 1/4 of an inch and then press it. I'm going to do it on all 4 sides because this is only going to be sewn on a certain way. So it's about 1/4 inch folded under. That way it's completely encased. So now it's tucked under, because again, I'm just stitching these on top slip pocket wise. Usually a slip pocket goes all the way across. I'm not doing that in this bag's case because this is a small bag. So this is just gonna be like a floating slip pocket. All right, so that's nice. And we're gonna do the same with the second one. Hi Max, what are you doing up, sweetie? Tried to sleep but couldn't. That's because you knew I was coming on, Kim, huh? Right now my cat wants to snuggle. Well then snuggle your kitty. No one hears me but the dogs. There isn't a single bedroom attached to any other bedroom in my house. 1:40 a.m. Oh, well that's kind of perfect. I wish this room wasn't attached to every single room in the house. It's connected to the living room, which is on that wall behind you, and then my son's room on this wall, and then the hallway is right here, which goes to my room, because this house is all the bedrooms are on the same side of the house. All right, so I'm folding this one now 1/4 on both sides, about 1/4 inch. They're not going to be perfectly the same because that just doesn't happen in my world, but they're close enough. All right, so that slip pocket is ready for later. This slip pocket's going to get attached now. So first I'm gonna sew the top of the seam across 1/8 of an inch. The rest will be sewn onto the pocket. When I sew that on, I'm just gonna sew 1/8 of an inch across the top of this, and then the rest is getting sewn on. We're gonna center it. So we're gonna look 3 inches. Nope, it's gonna be 2.5 inches over. So we're going to put it about right there, and then that should be 2.5-ish on that side. Nope. So it comes over just a little bit more, and then about 2 inches from the top. So let's see now. Is that center? 2 3/4. Almost 2 3/4. Need to slide it over just a hair and down 2 inches. There we go. All right, so now let's sew this on. Everything's nice and straight. I'm going to sew all the way around except for the top because I just sewn that with 1/8 of an inch seam. Come down to this bottom right here. Right there, turn it. Stitch, and I'm sealing it off completely right here, and I should have done a back stitch on the other side, not thinking, so we're just going to go over it real quick so that it's nicely tacked down, and when you pull on the top of the pocket it won't come undone, because nobody's going to see that extra stitching. It's inside the bag. Okay, snip away threads. So now I have my slip pocket in on one bag. All right, now to make the straps. Jim, are you having the lovely cool weather? Yes, but starting to warm again. We're supposed to be around 80 for a few days and back into 70s daytime and then 50s. And that's probably supposed to be at night. Believe me, I am. He gets grumpy without his snuggles. Hi, Melissa. It's fall in Kentucky, but only at night. I went to the grocery store when I got back. The bag is gorgeous. What kind of cat do you have? That's for Jim, most likely. Oops. All right. Straps are going to be, we're going to cut 15-inch, which is the rule, by 3-inch, and I'm going to cut two 15-inch by 3-inch cuts. So let me just straighten that to start. I'm going to turn it and try to get 3 inches out of this, which I should. So 3 and 3, 6. All right, let's cut another 3-inch cut off of here. Gives it nice little straps, which is perfect because the bag is so little. And I'm going to stack these on top of each other now. Oops, that hit my elbow. And I'm going to trim off the ends now so that my pieces are exactly 15 inches. Do not ever cut that way. That's retarded. Why did I do that? I have no idea. All right. Now, like I did earlier, I'm going to just fold them in half and create a line with the iron. I also got to get out some, interfacing. There's one. Fold this one in half. Create number 2. Nope, stay right there. Okay. Starting with that, let's grab out some interfacing. I'm just going to use the same thing I grabbed earlier because it's almost the exact length we need anyway. It's almost 15 inches, and I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off. And since I have a nice fresh cut from earlier, that's perfect. So I'm going to cut a second 1.5 inches off, and I'm going to cut 4 because I need 2 more for the other bag anyway. So I might as well just have them pre-cut. So I'm going to just cut 2 more 1.5 inch strips off of this. I'm still getting used to this whole sitting and cutting thing. Definitely not my strong suit. Maxine, are you still here? You haven't responded. I wasn't sure if you're still here, kiddo. You're supposed to be entertaining everybody. Alright, so there's 2 pieces. Just going to throw this for now back in my thing. So these are for the next bag. That's for the next bag. That's for the next bag. So now I'm going to open these, and just because I'm doing it in advance, I'm going to fold over 1/2 inch on both ends first, okay? And then I'm going to fold it in half again towards the middle, and then half again towards the middle, just so you know. And I'm going to do this all while standing over here because it's easier. And to make sure both of these get exact, I'm just going to lay them next to each other before I even do the other fold over. And that's right there. This one gets a 1/2 inch right here, so that they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Now I'm going to fold one side into the middle so that I can have where I'm going to be laying my interfacing. Just going to go across here, folding it in towards the center, turn it around, fold that in towards the center. I know it's really hard to see. Oh, you can kind of see over here. I don't have the camera exact facing this way, but you guys pretty much know what I'm doing. Those of you who watched earlier's video. It's kind of cool though, because my Insomniacs out there can all have a repeat of Sunday's video if you didn't get a chance to watch So Sunday live and ask questions. Now you get a chance to see it all being done live and ask questions. Alright, fold it in, fold it in. Now I'm going to add my interfacing in here because I have my markings where it's going to go. So I'm just going to lay it in here like this. I'm also going to trim off that excess right there. Fold everything back over and press it down so the interfacing stays. I have it glue side down. Everything is nice on that one. Let's refold it in half. Alright, let's put the interfacing in this one. Glue side down. I've messed up a few times and accidentally glued interfacing to my my iron before. Let me tell you, that's not a mistake you want to make, because it's hard to get it off the iron. Alright, so I'm going to iron this down. Fold it back in half. Again, you can use clips when you go to sew the straps, or not. Alright, so here's my straps. They're nice and they're not like too thick, you know, they're really nice though. I definitely don't want them any thicker because this is such a small bag, but since we sewed it on the way we did, it is very, very adorable. Alright, so now I'm gonna come from, here's the folded side together. I'm gonna come from the top here, down and out, and then go back down again on the opposite side. I'm also going to make sure that I have no ends surprisingly sticking out, and I'll fix that when I get to the machine, but I'm going to sew 1/8 of an inch all the way around there. Trim that start thread, zoom down this side. I'm going to make sure this, oh, that side came out great. Just pivot right here at the end, pivot again, and sew down this opposite side 1/8 of an inch. I'm sewing right off the edge. Trim away any excess thread. Make sure it's good, it's good. And see, when you don't use the walking foot, see how that turned on its own? I'm just going to press it, obviously, back into place, but a walking foot will keep it from turning like that. But since I don't feel like putting that loud thing back on, I'm definitely going to have to deal with that just little annoyance of the turn, which is no big deal in my book because it's a strap. So I'm coming in. Oops, I need a back stitch right there. So my 1/8 of an inch. Go all the way down. Making sure that this side is folded in nicely. It is. Now it is. The other side was better. One more stitch. Come this way. Turn it again. So right off the edge and snip my threads. And I'm just going to press these so that they're flat. Lots of steam. Woo! Lots of steam. They're never going to be perfectly flat because of this stitch. But that's okay. Straps are done. Inside of the bag is done. Now we just need to choose a zipper. Make some zipper tabs. So we're going to take these out and look at it. grab a zipper drawer. We're going to go with, how big are these? Ooh, this is a bigger zipper. So this, I'm going to use a wider zipper in this one. I'm going to use yellow, and it has a bigger, it's just a bigger zipper. Kind of give us some difference in color. So we're going to use a bigger zipper, and it's almost exact size that I need. So I'm just going to add some zipper ends, which are the same color as my background fabric, but I'm cutting them a different size this time. So I'm going to grab this and chop off an end. I'm just going to cut a strip off like that. Throw that out of the way. Okay, I saw that. Okay. American Shorthair. His name is Mr. Pink. He's a pale orange pink. And my youngest had a Flame Point Siamese that was hot pink. I think I posted a picture of him with Tiff's quilt. Oh, the one that you won. Yeah, you might have. You might have to. Oh, you reposted it in the group. Okay. And for those that are new to my channel, there's in the description below every single video is the link to the Facebook group if you want to join it. There's also to my Instagram, which I posted the bag I made earlier in the Facebook, and I forgot to put it in Instagram. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make, let's see, I'm trying to think of how big I want it to be this time. Those end pieces were 2 inches, so I want to make these 2.5 inches. I think that might be better. So we're going to try 2.5 and see if my zipper tabs end up a little bit more. Yeah, no, let's go that way with it. All right, I'm going to press these in half. On the 2.5 inch side, not the 2 inch side. I'm going to go ahead and sew on to each end. I'm going to make sure that my zipper is good. I'm also going to unzip this real quick and seal this end so that it stays nice right there. Come on, come on. Just want my end of my zipper to stay together so that I can put the zipper tab on here nicely. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Because I have to keep the zipper out of the way. Okay, where was I going to put this? We're going to center this on here. I want them to be as high as that. Kind of want it to cover the metal thing. So I'm going to have to sew it on in hopes that I don't hit the metal thing, because I want it to cover the metal thing. And I want it to cover the metal thing on this side too. All right, let's see if that is better. All right, let's make sure I don't hit the metal thing. I shouldn't. I'm sewing it right on the edge. Yep. So that metal thing is completely out of the way. There's one side. We're going to put this on the other side. Again, I'm covering the metal thing. Why? Because I want to. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, that's better. Much better. So it sits pretty flat. All right, now I just need to trim them equal. I have a little somewhere around here. Let's move that zipper out of the way so that I can even trim this off. Right there. Right there. I'm really making myself a mess, and you guys know me, I hate messes. I got this little mess going on. All right, so my zipper tab is a lot bigger this time. So we're going to see if that changes how the tips of the bag push out. Like I said, this is my bag, so it doesn't really matter. And that should be perfect size, and it is. I will be centering it on here. All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to put my zipper face down on, oh, nope, 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 can't do that yet. Where was I? We gotta put our straps on first. Why? Because we do. So we're gonna put these, there we go. We're going to put them 2 inches down like earlier. Let's see. We need a pen to mark this. We're going to go 2 inches down and 3 inches in. So 1, 2, 3. Got the mark here. And the mark here. We're going to do the same with this one. I'm also going to grab this thing so I can have some of these out. And I'm going to mark, where am I? Right here. 2 inches down, 3 inches over. That's what I did exactly on earlier. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You really cannot see this. 2 inches down and 3 over. It's ending up on the black. If I like really color it, it puts an indentation from the marker. Alright, so let's put this one down here first. Lay it right on that line, centering it right here. And I'm going to pin up here out of the way so that it stays right where I want it. And then I'm going to line this one up right on that line. It's center from both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 pins on this one as well. And I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm just going to sew a square. I'm going to do one piece of the bag at a time. Stay on that line. I'm going to sew a square on this. About an inch. So we're going to cross now. These little bags, these handles are like seriously on here very nicely. And one last go over, oops, yeah. All right, now let's attach the second side, making sure that's still center, it didn't get moved. Back stitch where I start. Snip the starting thread off. See, earlier I should have been using my pins the whole time. About an inch up. Right there. Catty corner across. I'm back stitching twice on the catty corner ones and then going over my stitching second time. For such a tiny little bag, it has lots and lots of stitches. Alright, we have one handle on. Alright, let's put the other one on. So let's, oh, it's got the measurements already. We just need to put the handle on there. So we're going to make sure that it's going like this. We're going to lay it on this one just like that. Clip it. Clip it. And put this one on. I'm centering it over my mark. That way it's in the center of that 3 inches in mark that I made. Because I marked it at the 3-inch line. So I'm centering my piece on it. Alright, so let's do this again. this one. Snip that away. Come up about an inch. And cross over. Going for my same stitching. And the last one, I'll just go down the bottom. Okay, now let's do the next one. Still center, everything's laying nice. Back stitch. Come up. Come up an inch. Cross over. I think this is so adorable, like so super adorable, even with the handles being stitched on the outside, because it is technically just a hand bag. So now we're going to pin our handles down away as best as possible. Just remember, when you go to turn your bag, don't poke yourself or pull them out as you're turning. So we got that one in. And then we're going to grab another pin. I'm using my longer pins for this. I'm going to fold it down, flatten it, and then pinning it nice and flat, like that. There we go. So they're pinned out of the way. I'm still trying to keep the bag. Oops, this one kind of shifted a little. We don't want to use the pins where they're shifting anything. We want them to be nice. Hi Sharon. Hello, I usually lurk in the background. Watched earlier. Love the little bag. Good idea for, yes, definitely. And they're quick too. They take about 2 hours each, unless you're sewing faster. I think I'm going a little bit faster this time. The more you make them, the faster they go. But the more complicated you make them with more colors, or if you're just randomly putting strips, or if you're say piecing it with crumbs instead. Oh, that would be so cute. I should take out my crumbs. The strings go faster. If you're doing crumbs, it's probably going to take a lot longer. Hi Diana, good morning. Yes, but definitely great for holiday gifts and stuff like that. Thank you, Jim, for the thumbs up and sharing reminder. Okay, those are pinned down. Now let's do the zipper. So I can't reiterate this enough, because I messed up so much when I first started with these kind of bags and the zippers, because I've done this a few times now, but I always mess up. We're going to take the zipper, and I'm going to have, depending on what side, it really doesn't matter, because there's no right or wrong side of this bag, right? There's literally no right or wrong side. You can have a right-handed zipper opening or a left-handed zipper opening, because there's no right or wrong side. There's no front pockets or anything to make it. So I'm just going to do it by this. Zipper on the one side like this, and I'm going to take it and put the zipper faced tab down on this right here, like that. I'm going to center my zipper as best as possible, because it's kind of going to have a little bit of a hangover, and I'm just going to put 2 pins in it, or clips on it for now. I'm also going to start with my zipper tab out of the way, actually, because it is a very thick zipper tab, but the yellow is definitely going with the yellow that's in the guitars, so it's a perfect color choice. All right, so zipper's face down, bag is face up. Then we're going to grab a lining. I'm just going to grab the side with the pocket, because it really doesn't matter. I'm only putting a slip pocket on one side. And we're going to put that right sides down. So it's right sides together. And now we're going to line up the sides, line it up, because it's the template and it's perfectly even. We're going to put some clips along the top. Everything's nice and lined up. We're going to pull the ones I recently put in to straighten these out, and there we go. Now I'm going to sew, because this is a big zipper, I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch, because this is a big zipper, so the top of this one will be a little bit wider than my last. So I'm going to go ahead and back stitch right here at the beginning. I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam. Like I said, it's a big zipper. Oops. Which I'm coming up to. So now I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to close my zipper that way. Put this back down. Make sure everything is staying aligned. So my 1/4 inch seam. Back stitch right here at the end, and now I have a zipper. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press it out of the way for now, like this. I can use my wood thing. I want it to be nice and flat, so I'm using my wood thing. And the inside, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm still going to be moving it out of the way. But for now, I do want the seam to be nice and flat. All right. But I'm going to lift this out of the way, and I'm only going to top stitch on. So I'm going to fold my seam over. Can you see that? So here's my back, here's my front. I'm going to make sure that the zipper and the seam are facing down towards the outer side of the bag. And I'm going to top stitch across this with my bag piece out of the way. Why am I doing that? Because I think it folds in nicer. Love you. Okay. So I'm going to do a top stitch. I'm going to change my stitch length real quick. And I'm also kind of pulling and tugging since I didn't press with any kind of tool. And my zipper is so big, as long as the little hanger is out of the way, it ends up perfect. So there's my top stitch. It did not stitch on my backing or my lining. It just stitched the thing down. So everything's stitched down. I'm going to give it a little bit of steam real quick so that it's completely pushed out of the way for the next step. Okay. It's completely out of the way. Next step. The other side of the bag. Zipper. We want the front right sides together. We're going to center it. The best way to center everything is to line this up, the zipper with the top, and then align your sides, because everything was cut from a template, so it should be good. We're going to put the clips on here real quick to hold it in place just for now, and then we're going to take the lining again, right sides down. We're going to center that up, making sure that it's up at the zipper on the top, but it's also matching down the sides. Remember, I'm covering these steps again because I have a bad habit of forgetting. Do you see that? I have a bad habit of forgetting, and then I always, I don't know how it's like 4 or 5 times now I've wasted zippers because I've gone over it, and how did I do it wrong? So I'm making sure that I put it in my brain, so speaking it out loud keeps me proper. So for now, I'm going to separate this and move my zipper out of the way. That way when I come to that section, I can move it back out of the way because it's a big zipper. I'm going to back stitch right here, 1/4 inch seam. So I'm coming up to that zipper. We're going to make it go more out of the way. Everything is still nice and aligned. 1/4 inch seam. And back stitch here at the end. So there, I have the other piece on here now. Let's make sure, of course I did it right. So remove it out of the way. Bring it down to the bottom. So the right sides of the bag should be out. And then your 2 lining pieces should be right sides together. That's how you know you did it right. But now we need to top stitch this side. So we're going to push all that fabric, just this zipper and the top only. Pull the back or the lining fabric out of the way. We're going to push that zipper and that whole entire seam that way towards the bag outer side, like this. And we're going to top stitch that without even pressing. Why? Because I can. facing the correct direction. All right, so now I should have only sewed through the zipper and this thing and maybe some of the lining, which is kind of folding up, but that's okay because I'm going to fold it down anyway and take it over and press it nicely. And then we're going to come to this underside, making sure that this is all opened up, and it is very nicely. Everything is looking good. Just lots of steam mainly. All right, now it's time to trim away, oops, the excess zipper and zipper little zipper tape cap thing I made. I'm going to snip that away on both sides because that is not needed. Now we're going to put the insides right sides together and the outsides right sides together. And I'm going to start by clipping the bottom of the top or the outside of the bag together. That way I have it nice and equal, making sure everything is nice and lined up. I'm also going to be pinching the zipper. We're also going to make sure that the zipper is open. We're going to pinch the zipper tape in towards the lining. So I'm going to make sure that that's pressed in towards the lining, nice and lined up. It lays super flat. And come to this other side, do the same thing. Everything should be equal because everything was sewn equal. Again, in towards the lining. Put a clip on it. And now we're going to clip the bottom, which is the inside of the bag. And remember, like earlier, what I did, I changed my stitch length from the lining and the outside. I did a 1/4 inch seam on the outer side of the bag and a 3/8 seam on the inner side of the bag, kind of because the thickness of the seam. So I just barely kind of come in and change it just a little. All right, so the insides are nice and hooked together. So I'm going to start on the bag lining, and I'm going to come in where I have a hand space to pull the bag through, and I'm going to backstitch because if you don't, you're not going to be able to, you're going to rip it when you go to put your bag together. So I'm going to start 3/8 of an inch seam on the lining and then sneak down to a 1/4 inch seam around the outside of the bag. So, oops. I did all that with the stitch length being very shy. All right. Come down. And come very carefully over this zipper, and then we're going to sneak over to a 1/4 inch. Back stitch there. Come over down here to the bottom, do a 1/4 inch back stitch, across the whole bottom, come over to the side, 1/4 inch back stitch, and then when I get to this, I'm going to go over it nice and slowly, and then I'm going to kind of veer in. Once I pass that zipper just ever so slightly, I'm going to veer in to 3/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to put a little bit of stitching down here. Okay, let's pull these pins off. We're going to reach in here. You don't have to, but you can. And I'm going to open the zipper the rest of the way now. And I'm going to box my corners by pushing it together like this, straightening them out. Push one seam one way, the bottom seam the other way, and it's a 1/4 inch seam, so I don't have to trim anything. And I am just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam to close this corner off. And I backstitch quite a bit. I'm nesting those two seams, backstitching in the center, and then the other side. Again, you don't really have to stick your hand in the bag. It is a small bag, but if you want it to pinch it out better with your fingers. It's better to just go in through the opening. All right, let's 1/4 inch seam on this. Make sure that my center, back stitch there, and end. Now, I got boxed seams there. Now let's box the outer side, or the lining. So, facing this way, so I'm going to make that seam go this way. This. Now without even pinning, I'm just holding the seam. Side of the seam's going one way, I'm just nesting that seam. One side's going the other way. Lining it up nicely, it's staying nested. Who needs clips or pins in this stage? And I'm going to sew the 3/8 of an inch seam right here. Back stitch. Keep those nice and aligned. Back stitch. Keep it nice. Back stitch. And one more side. And probably, I saw that. Hi, E. Simpson. Where does this broadcast from? I am in Arizona. Oh no, a ghost. Well, if it's a ghost, you can get rid of it, but they haven't said anything bad, so I always give the benefit of the doubt. You know that, Jim. So I'm going to make sure my seams are opposite. So if my bottom seam is pressed that way on this side, I'm going to make sure this is going the same way on the opposite end. So I'm just going to nest these together. We're going to bring it up over here, flatten this out. Again, you can pin it if you want. I'm just going to line it up to 3/8 of an inch seam. I'm going to straighten everything back out. And back stitch, back stitch. All right, so all of it's sewn. Let's birth our bag. And if you want, you can reach in and pull your pin out so you don't poke yourself in advance. Reach in and grab the other pin out. I could feel, ow! Yeah, you can feel for it. Okay, both pins are out, so now during the birthing of the bag, it should not poke me. All right, here we go. Let's pull this little baggie out. Oh, it's so cute. I can see it. And this one has got a yellow zipper. We changed the size of the tabs, and hopefully, let's put my hand in the hole. I'm going to push these out with my fingers down in the hole. Oh, that's pushing out so nicely. Come over here to this side, push it out. Oh, they poke out so nice. Everything is laying so nice. We're going to also stick my finger in right here. Let's see how these zipper tabs ended now that we did a different size. Ooh, that's so much better. So much better, guys. Okay, so that zipper tape being 2.5 inches is way better. I'm going to stick my hand in here with my little tool. I'm going to push this out. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Next time, the next bag, I'm going to make sure I cut that same 2.5 inch. Come on, push it out. Push it out. Okay, so this side isn't going out as good as the last side, but alright, whatever. Pull my hand out. Alright, so let's push this in here, make sure everything's good. Everything's nice and lined up on the bottom. Ooh, the little bag pocket is perfect. It's literally the perfect size for this little bag. Everything's sewn together. It's sitting almost at the bottom exactly. Oh yeah, that's so good, so good. So everything's lining up. Since it is, we're gonna grab out. Let's put some tags in this. So we're gonna put on this one. We're gonna put may contain cat hair, even though it doesn't, because it doesn't. My kitty isn't ever in here. And we're also going to put made by Tiffany tag in here. Why? Because I can. And put that drawer back down in there. It's so convenient having my bag making drawers literally right here under my legs. All right, I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna tuck this in. Is the iron still on? It is. I'm just going to give it a quick press so that's nice and flat at my seam. Right here where I'm going to close the bag. I'm even going to lay it over the edge of the iron board. We're going to come from side to side. It's nice and flat. All right, and now I'm going to sew from the edge of the box corner to the edge of the box corner with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I'm going to start by sewing it right here. And then I'm going to line it up carefully, add my little may contain cat hair because it's kind of funny tag. Why? Because I need to use them on something. So here's my cat hair one. Let's get that in there just right. Okay, come on. Lay in the night. It has a little kitty on it. I mean, you can't deny that. I'm going to put a little back stitch on the tag. Come down to the next part. Just a little back stitch on the tag. Then we're going to put my little Created by Tiffany one in here. At the other side. Just like that. Come on. I really am going to have to get more of these because I've been putting these on everything. Back stitch at the beginning of the tag and at the end of the tag. And then continue to the box corner. Back stitch. Clip thread. Trim thread. Because it never clips to the edge. So my tags are in there. We're going to shove that back down in the bag. Again, I can't really get this corner out anymore. Really struggling with that, but you know what? It's good enough. Good enough. All right. It's all flat in there. Oh, look at that. So perfect. I'm wondering what this would be like in a vinyl, and I've never sewn vinyl yet. I have plans for vinyl bags. I just haven't done it yet. All right. Close the zipper. Oh, it's so adorable. Look at that. Bag number 2. Isn't this just the cutest? This one has a wider top because I used a wider zipper. This is like an, hold on, let me tell you how big these zippers are. Let me grab one out of here. These are an inch zippers. So if you sew a 1/4 inch on each side, you have a 3/4 inch zipper. So that's actually kind of cool. All right, so bag number 2. It's just so adorable. Let me bring it up to the camera. Everything's sitting in there perfectly. Look at this thing. All right. Side 1. And then if we turn it to the side, there's no 2 matching colors on the end. Side 2. Look at that. Isn't that so adorable? And then this has the bigger zipper on the top. So it has a bigger zipper handle. And then if you look in the bag, it's kind of hard because of the lighting. But there is a pocket. Can you see that? Nope. Only because I dropped it. I don't know how I can even get into the position to... You can see my tags in there. But there is a pocket. Oh. Focus. You can see the stitching of the pocket. It literally ends almost at the bottom. So these are the bomb diggity little bags, let me tell you. We just got to make, I guess, the side that the zipper closes on stick out just a little bit more. That way it sits flat like this side did. So, I mean, they're never going to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. But isn't that adorable? The bottom comes, oh my God, look at that. Isn't that almost perfect? They lined up. Look at that. The guitar print. Oh, look at that. That's so awesome. And then the little handles. It's just so cute. And then the other one is over there. It's a little bag buddy. Just the cutest little things. Just the cutest. Just the cutest. So adorable. I got little bag buddies. Look at that. I kind of like the bigger zipper. It kind of gives it more of a, oops. Yeah, the yellow zipper kind of, not only is the contrast is there, but it kind of, because it's thicker at the top than the thinner one, So the thicker zipper is definitely noted as being better. Obviously, the side that the zipper closed, that tab needs to be just a little bit longer so that it folds out like this side did, instead of getting stuck in there, because there's no way I'm going to get that out. No matter how hard I try, it is not going to go back up in there. It's definitely not poking out, and I don't want to like ruin anything by pushing so hard that it rips the fabric or anything. So yeah, that's not coming out. But that's okay. It's good enough for me. I like the shape, how the top comes in like that. And then when you open the bags, they're definitely round, so you can still fit tons of stuff in them. Look at that. This one's a lot rounder, so the smaller zipper, you get more round space. The bigger zipper, because we had to put bigger tabs to get more space, you lose a little bit of your opening, but it's still, you can put 2 hands in there and fit the world in these things. The 2 matching guitars in the center was perfect for this bag. This one is the 2 different guitars and butterflies, but the guitars are the opposite side of the butterflies, the other way around. So that's pretty darn awesome. I'm going to put the things in front of the door, and we're going to move on to the next bag. But I kind of just want to do a scrappy one just to see how it turns out. So we're going to put these wonderful bags out of the way like that. And I know you can see over here still, so we're just going to have both little bags over there. And we are going to do the same lining color, but I'm going to move on from all the blacks and whites. And we're going to work from my heavy bag. We're going to keep this whole bag up here too. Hold on, we're going to scroll so I can see better. Where are we? You guys are going so fast. Okay, I got broadcast from Oh No Ghost. When do you guys get your sleep? Never. The fans blowing your strips. Yeah. Hi Aunt B, welcome. Sleep off and on 10 hours today, good a few days. Everyone's saying hi to Aunt B. She's saying hi. Jim, that's impressive. You must have experience with different sleep schedules. I could sleep whenever I want to sleep or feel like sleeping. Well, I can try. It takes about an hour and a half to fall asleep, but most of my family can't sleep at night. Same, well, my husband can. My son has a hard time. Hi, Tiffany, everyone. Hi, Pamela. I'm with you. I don't know what sleep is either. Melissa, Tiffany, do you make your own tags? How, or do you buy them where? These were given to me by a subscriber. She sent them to me in the mail. But I know where the cat ones come from in the galaxy far, far away, and the other ones, they come from More Me Know. It's a website for Lauren Mormino. She has her website and she sells tags and stuff for bags. She's a bag maker. So she sells also zipper things and zipper by the yard and all sorts of bag making stuff, colorful stuff, really cute stuff. I haven't personally purchased from her site, but I don't know where to get the actual made by my name ones, and I'm pretty sure she might have them on her site because she has everything on her website. I just didn't want to sleep, too much quilting and sewing to do, right? Tiff making another one like the last one. Yes, Pamela. I hear ya. Now that's cooler. All I want to do is quilt. Another bag. Hello. Hi, Teresa. Yes, I needed to make a second one. Isn't it look so much cooler with the yellow? Definitely. This time I'm going to move on with the color scheme. I'm going to go to a different color scheme. I'm going to keep the inside of the bag the same and the straps the same, but I'm going to go with different colors just to see how different it looks. E. Simpson, these bags are the bomb, right? They're so adorable. Vicky says they're so cute. Kim likes this one better. Jim likes the yellow zipper better too. Love it when that happens. You're so talented. I'm not talented. This is just, I'm inspired. I made one earlier and I was like, oh, I gotta keep going. Hi, Diana. Yes, cute. Pamela, good job. Tiff, Did you get rid of the migraine? No, I'm hyper because I took caffeine. A subscriber messaged me on Facebook and recommended, well, maybe I should try some caffeine. I tried caffeine. I explained it in the video earlier. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink soda. I'm not a caffeine person at all. And I got hyper. But it didn't get rid of my headache. Thank you. And I'm always hyper after 9 p.m. anyway. All right, so I'm going to use this. Let me cover the door real quick. All right, door is covered. Let's grab my 2 pieces I need. And I'm just going to grab from my bag. So this is just going to be 100% scrappy to see how scrappy looks. So let's do one more, see how much faster it goes together. I really want to grab colors in the same kind of range, but I'm really thinking maybe I should just go with super scrappy. Like, as long as the pieces are long enough, and I should make sure I just use this and go, oh wow, that's cutting it too short. Plenty size. Let's grab these. Those are too short. Just going to find pieces that are the length I need. And we're going to go with 100% scrappy. Scrappy, scrappy. But kind of in the same range or tone. No, I don't like this whole... Let's see. That doesn't even go with that. Screw this color. Let's go with flowers and grains. Let's see. Come on, Tiffy. I know you got more than this. Got lots of fabric here. Ooh, let's add some red and green and gray. That goes together. So we'll take out 2 more of those. Let's go with some more of this because that's in there. Ooh, here's a leafy one that's, what's the word for it? From light to dark. I'm not going to use that though. I should. It's ombre, but see how the word came to me after I had already said something? Oh, these aren't even big enough strips. I would say I have some strip piecing. That would look cool. Here, let's add a brown. Ooh, brown will work. Let's see. I'm really going to have fun with this one. So far we got reds, browns, gray, and green. How about some yellow? Some yellow. That kind of goes with it. Some blue. If I use blue, I have to get rid of this brown. Or keep the brown, rid the blue. No, that's not a good enough color. Nope, nope, nope. Oh man. Oh man. I could stick with my black and white theme and do more butterflies, but we're just going to go on with the new theme. That's enough for 2 pieces stripped, but I want to do both sides of the bag. I'm looking for reds. Technically, I can use blacks. Ooh, here's some grungy fabric. One more. No. 2 thicks. 1 thin. Let's see. Ooh, here's some. Nope, those aren't long enough. All right, we need some kind of theme. How about tree frogs? Tree frogs? I kind of like the tree frog thing. It kind of goes well with the greens and creams. Tree frog purse. go with it? It does. That goes good too. The red and the yellow. So we're going to kill this brown and add these because they go with the tree frogs. All right. That should be enough for 2. Oh, why you got to be so heavy? We're going to slide that under there for now. And we are going to sew some tree frog focus one. And we're not going to use the smaller tree frog. We're going to use the, well, actually we are, because those are the thickest. So that's the smallest. Hold on, I'm going to scroll down here and see if I have any more tree frogs. Just real quickly, like. I'm totally not in a good position here. Any more tree frogs? No more tree frogs. I don't see any more. I like the tree frog idea though. Alright, let's just go with those skinnier ones. But I'm going to make them match in size. Where's the best tree frog on that? Right there. I'm just going to make them match in size. Why? Because I can. Bam, just like that. All right, here we go. Let's make 2 more pieces. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. We need this little guy. We need to move these or they're going to fall everywhere. We're going to make another bag with tree frogs. Okay, good job. Okay, let's nope, okay, saw that. Thank you. I'm writing it down. Well, the Sew Sunday, the 9/20/20, today's Sew Sunday from earlier shows the template, the size, everything that I was doing. So this is just me continuing. Yippee, woke up. Here you are again. I think Tiff likes these. Yes, I do, Teresa. I love these bags. They're so cute. Very good. It always comes to mind first. Okay, tree frogs. We're doing tree frogs. All right. They're going to be what's in the center. We're going to put the soft side down because it's nice and flat. We're going to try to align these just right. Why? Because we want them to end up the same side when I do the other side. Kind of just throwing some threads off here. Tree frogs in the center here. We're going to try to make this land just right because it doesn't matter, but we want them to be almost just right. So we're going to start with those exactly in the center, and I'm going to make sure that I get the most of my frogs. The most of my tree frogs. There we go. That guy's going to be perfect right there. Okay. We're going to start with hold on a second. It was going on its own because a box just fell on my pedal. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts so bad. That was so funny, right? My machine was sewing without me. It's like I had a ghost in here. We're going to start with this dark fabric, but I'm going to split it in 2 to go on each side of the tree frog because it like really goes good with it. And these are 2.5 inches, I'm assuming. Yep, 2.5 inches. So we're going to split these to 1 1/4. 1 1/4. So there's 2 for this one, and then we're going to do 1 1/4. And I'm just going to chain piece these now, only because I'm going to do 2 at a time really quickly like. Okay, so 2 for that one, 2 for this one. All right, let's be off. Doo-doo. What are you guys thinking of my little bag? Aren't they the cutest little things? These ones are going to be super adorable because these ones have tree frogs. this one on. Stay nice and flat. Put this side on. Alright, open it up, nice and flat. Grab my little wood thing on both of these, open them up nice and flat and pretty. I'm just using white thread, same as before. I'm not going to go and change my thread out just because I'm doing colorful stuff now. Okay. Did I happen to? Oh, yes, it did. Both of those ended up sticking up. That was definitely what I wanted. So when I cut these down to size, I want to make sure that they're facing upright. I'm going to do this. I'm sticking with the theme of the stitching on each side of the seam, just because it's working out and it looks nice. Very clean, not taking away from anything with the fabrics, you know. Just make sure that you're opening that seam, even if you pressed it, because I'm using the, because I'm not using a walking foot, nothing is gonna, it's all gonna start shifting, just little amounts of shifting. So, oops, take it over this side. Oops, I should have turned it. And again, I'm using cotton batting for those that missed that earlier. All right, let's choose the next color to go on the other side. We're going to use this red, even though it's a flowery. Yes, I like that. So we're going to split this though. I don't want it as thick as it is. This wasn't even a 2.5 inch strip. It's kind of not 2.5 inches. We're going to make them both right though, because this one's kind of on the crooked side. There, now it's both straight. So we're going to do this on both sides. And we're going to swap it up with a green on this one. We're going to use this green. So one side will have red and one side will have green. So we're going to, they don't have to be exactly the same. That's the whole point of this. So one side's getting red, one side's getting green. Because I don't care if they're the same as long as it looks good. Sides together. Put the green one on. It's gonna be such an adorable bag. Sides together. Even though I really like the whole black and white theme, definitely is adorable with the black and white bags. Sucks though, because I don't really have that much black and white fabric, so they're all exactly the same. That's why I decided to switch up to do some color now. Oops, I almost pressed a fold into that. So that, okay. I can see these fairs with no problem, right? They're adorable, and they're like perfect for just quick handbag on the go. Grab a bag, throw some stuff in it, and go. Sharon says, Sandman said it's time for bed. Good night, friends. Good night, Sharon. All right. Let's stitch now. Oops. Go up. Go to this side. I'm still keeping up with that whole symmetrical thing going on. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm putting the same thing on each side as I go, but future bags, I'm thinking I can just do whatever on both sides, because either way, they're adorable, so it really doesn't matter. Shifting which way I sew every time I turn. All right. Next color. Kind of put gray on one side. No, let's do yellow. Yellow and how white is that? I think I'm going to do yellow on both. Okay. Yeah, I like the yellow. And then I'll put the gray on one and the variegated green on the other. Okay. Some of my strings have some shredding because they were scraps, so it's a good thing it's getting all hidden in a seam. Alright, let's put this one on. Obviously my lining to this bag is going to be the same as the other bags. Let's put this side on. Alright. Oh, so cute. I like the tree frogs. Great choice. I also like that both sides will be sort of different. And we're just going to choose a random color zipper probably. Something that kind of flows with it. So one side is going to be the gray and the other side is going to be the variegated green. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing that? I forgot the top stitch. It probably doesn't matter if I top stitched or not. I just want to make sure that the seams are nice and flat. Alright, then I'll add this and then go top stitch the other side. This might be cutting it close on the shortness of this. I might have to have another seam because it's kind of short. But I don't want to have anything too chunky at the end, because it will be getting sewn with a seam once it is at the end, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, let's open this one. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to shorten the gray part so that I can add one more, and that seam won't end up in the, we don't want a seam in this section where the pieces are put together. So we'll be laying the paper, yeah, see, I'm gonna have a seam at the end. So I'm gonna cut some of that off prior to sewing the next piece on. Alright, so I'm gonna stitch this down, and then I'm gonna cut off a little bit on each side. And the easiest way to do that, I still gotta stitch that one, is to open that and fold the backing out of the way. And I want to just use this to cut it. So I'm gonna come over an inch and cut. Fold that back out. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. That way, and I'm coming over an inch from the seam itself to get rid of this excess. And then we'll just end this side with this black. Yep, we'll put the black on both sides. It's like a grunge. Okay, let's top stitch this. You see how much faster these bags are going now? Even as I change my mind as I go. We're going to put that variegated one on here. So we're going to put the lighter on one side and the darker on the other. And then I'll still need one more piece. So we're going to come right here with the lighter one. I'm going to snip that. And then the darker side will come down here. Look at that. That'll be cool. So I'm going to sew this on. And then I'll sew one more piece on this. And let's sew this one on. Is anybody else sewing right now, or are you guys just watching? It says I have 27 of you. That's pretty good. 27 Insomniacs here. Okay, I'm going to top stitch this. just because I'm going to add some stitching right here. Not sure if that's going to be where the stitch, the seam thing ends, but just to hold it down prior to cutting. Okay, so that one's ready. Let's top stitch this. And I'm just going to go ahead and add the red on each side because I think that will look really cool. Because this side didn't get no red, and I'm kind of thinking a red zipper might even be good. Alright, let's end with the red on each side. That is totally not a straight seam. We're going to pretend that is. I'm just going to go ahead and open it and top stitch. Or get a new bobbin. It's a good thing I have some rolled bobbins. All right. Where was it? It was right there. So I'm going to pluck away the excess thread, pull up that top one, snip it away, come back ever so slightly. That way it's not too thick of a little back stitch right there. I don't really like to have to unstitch anything when I run out of bobbin, especially when I'm quilting. Alright, let's add this one on here. Ooh, that is far from straight. Oh, that's a little bit better. Alright, let's open this one up. Nice and stitched. Flat that out. And one more. Just watching and trying to stay awake for Kim. You don't have to stay awake, guys, and watch this. I'm just repeating what I did earlier. But I'm putting it in Insomniac. So there's some people I've been told that just watch the Insomniac videos. So they like to know what's going on because they, I guess, didn't catch the Sew Sunday, or, you know what I mean? So I'm just repeating the process, although this video should be the project that's sitting here in front of me that you see with all that yellow. I should be doing those, but I'm not. Just watching, going to make a bag to practice some free motion quilt. Oh, that's perfect. Sew all your strips on, flatten everything out. Free motion quilt. That works great. Marlene just got done. What did you just get done doing? Melissa's not sewing tonight, just watching, wishing that I was that talented. Maybe skilled is a better word for it. I don't care who you are, you can do it. You all can do this. This is not hard at all. Oops, eyelids are getting heavy. Have a great Monday, folks. Okay, good night, Pamela. Get some sleep. Finish the purse later. I'll see the finished purse later. Yeah, because I'll be posting these in the group. Jim bought a huge cone of tan to do all piecing except white, LOL. And Pamela did her thumbs up. Thank you, Pamela. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and clean all these strips up by throwing them down in there. All right, my bag. Okay, those are the lining pieces. These is for the straps. That, no, yeah, because this is my excess. this should be excess. That's lining, pocket. Okay, those are the straps. So this was extra. All right, so we're gonna fold that out of the way. Everything's out of the way. All my pieces are where I need them. Let's cut these down now. So I want my tree frogs to be facing me right now. They're facing me. So I'm gonna line this up on here. Ooh, that stitching is like seriously right there, perfect. So I'm gonna center this and we're going to go ahead and trim. Come down just a little. Right there, right there. Center, center, center. I'm gonna go ahead and trim everything away. Just gonna leave my pattern right here on it. I'm just gonna do some left-handed and right-handed trimming. That can just go back in my string pieces. Cut this top piece off. Scrap, come down here, cut this bottom piece, scrap, and then we're going to cut out right there, cut out right there. The reason why I left my ruler right here is so that it's holding the pattern down, or my template, which is the bag pattern pretty much. We're going to cut this out, cut that out. All right, one piece of bag done. We're going to do the next one. Again, I want my frogs facing down towards me. We're going to center this on here. Ooh, I'm going to have really close to having a seam there, but we're going to make it work. It's about 3/4 of an inch. That is center as best as possible. Go ahead and cut the sides off. That is really close, but I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam anyway around the top, so that should be good. That can go back down in my scrap bag. My paper isn't moving anywhere when I move the ruler, which is good. It's staying where it needs to stay. I just don't want a big, huge, thick side seam. That's down in my scraps. Line this up. Oops. Yeah, Tiffany. Don't move the ruler. There we go. Up there. Keep that on here to hold this template in place. I'm going to cut my little pieces out. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it with scissors. Just mark it and do it with scissors. You don't have to be as daring as me, cutting without the ruler. Okay, so piece 2. So my pieces should come together. Side facing, tree frogs facing down. All right, so those are done. We're going to take the template now. This piece is pressed. We're going to turn the iron on so we can make our handles and lining and everything now. So here's my little inner pocket. I'm going to put that there. So we just need to make our handles, which this can go over there. And these are the inside pieces. I'm going to line these selvages up nice and flat. Put this on here. Center it. Just like that. Cut the top off using the template. It's garbage. I'll have to clean all this mess up later. I'm really sloppy at that whole cutting like that against my belly area. If you have a little turn thing, that's probably easier. Should just cut left-handed because I'm probably better at that. Alright, just going to lay that there. Carefully cut out. Again, you can mark it if you want. Use scissors. Oh, yeah, we have my little 2.5 inch piece. I should probably go a little bit bigger, I said, huh? So we're going to cut that out of something else then. That way I go bigger. Okay, so here's my lining. One piece of the lining is going to get the pocket. Let's cut these pieces real quick for the straps. They're going to be 15 inch by 3 inch. So I'm going to start by not wiggling the ruler. Get rid of the selvage. We're going to come in 3 inches, and then we're going to make another 3-inch cut. Line that up, line that up. Okay, let's do one more 3-inch cut. So 2 3-inch cuts for the bag handles, unless you want them thicker, but such a small bag, I don't think you need them any bigger. And then they're going to be 15 inches long to start. So I'm going to lay the ruler on here, make sure it's nice and straight, and cut off both ends real quick. Just like that. When we take it over to the ironing board, I'm going to fold in. If you don't trust that 1/2 inch, you could always make yourself a mark right here, 1/2 inch by your board. Turn it around, fold that 1/2 inch by using your measuring tape or your board, your cutting mat, I mean. So there's my little 1/2 inch. They're both marked. I'm going to throw that over there. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So you can just do it right here. So much easier probably to have it accurate. It's a 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to fold my fold on that line, and I crease it now before I get to the iron. And I have such a big huge disaster down here. My string bag. All right, so I'm going to press these now on that line that I have creased. Come across on the line I have creased. I'm going to fold it in half. Create a 1/2 line crease. And then I'm going to fold it into itself, creating my markings to where I know where to put my interfacing in, which is cut at 1.5 inches. Again, we're going to fold this in towards the center. Alright, then I'm going to open it up. I'm going to lay my interfacing glue side down in the center. I know you guys can't see all the way over here. I'm going to trim away any excess interfacing at this point right here. I'm going to fold all these pieces in and over. We're going to set that onto the fabric. So now it'll be glued in there permanently. Add some steam. Fold it in half again. And just give it some steam to hold it down. You can clip it, pin it, whatever you want at this point to hold it in half permanently. Or just sew like I do. And again, I'm going to have a crooked piece. So technically, let's see how crooked it is if we pre-pin, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's still going to bow because that's what happens. So we're just going to pre-pin that. We're going to repeat that whole process. I know you have a hard time seeing right here, and it looks like I'm buffering. One screen is buffering, not the other. Let me turn this just a little so you guys can see the ironing board. Yeah, that's so horrible. Iron across it. Fold my little crease down that I made. Make a halfway point mark. Fold it in half. Fold my center in, or my sides into my center so I can have a direct 1.5 inch center to lay my interfacing. I'm gonna turn the whole piece around. I know you guys can't see over here very well, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm doing. This is why I need an on the table board. I have a piece of wood. I'm gonna see if it fits right so that I can make an on the table portable board. I'm gonna open the whole thing up. I'm going to lay my interfacing glue side down. It's nice and warm. Come over here, cut off extra interfacing. Fold everything back over and press it in. So nice, laying perfect. Fold it in half. Steam press it. We're going to try some more pins again, just to see if it helps. I have a feeling it's just going to do the same shifting. Pins or no pins. Come on. All right. Okay, we said goodnight. Okay. Melissa's saying the sewing machine makes such a soothing sound. I usually fall asleep around daybreak. Perfect. Jim says 28 watching, 26 likes. Way to go. Wow, look at that. That's like almost exact this time. I wish I could cut both-handed. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say both-handed. Both, LOL, yes. I can cut both-handed when I'm shaky. I'm not as good with my left hand because I seem to veer off, but that's only because I have the shakes, and the shakes weaken me. I'm not really that shaky tonight, surprisingly. I think it's the caffeine pill. Isn't caffeine supposed to make people jittery? It's making me hyper, but not jittery. Working on the Aurifil spool quilt of Pat Salone's. Oh, that's fun, Marlene. Jim said that sounds neat. Melissa, I love the sound of the machine too. Tiffany makes it smoke. That's just because I run at fast speeds. I finished table runner made with petite charms. Still have one to do. Ooh, Kim. You should post pictures in the group. All of you guys need to post pictures of your stuff in the group. Arlene based a baby quilt to quilt tomorrow. Great granddaughter is due soon. Means I'll be leaving for Memphis soon. Ooh. No, always can't sleep without caffeine. All right, so here we're going to test to see if we get a little bit of a turn like I did with the last bag. The first bag I didn't because I was using the walking foot. We're going to see and test this. If it's got clips or pinned, we're going to see if it shifts. I'm going to sew an 1/8 of an inch seam all the way around. All right, let's see. Nope, it's still shifting. Even if I'm sewing slow too. Yeah. I don't think pinning or any of that matters, honestly. When you're not using a walking foot for this step, you know. Alright, now I'm going to zoom down this side because none of it mattered what I just did with the pin. So right off the end. Where'd my snips go? Ah, they fell off the table. So, see how it twisted? Those aren't going to stop it. It's just going to twist. Once it's on the bag, it's fine. I'm just going to give it some steam. Let it sit there nice and flat. Yeah, it's not mattering whether I do that or not. So, oh well. Here on the edge. 1/8 of an inch seam. The walking foot does help in in some situations. So, I mean, you can piece this together with a walking foot, but you still have to switch out to a zipper foot when you get to that part. So, speaking of zipper, we still have to choose one. Snip off my excess thread. We're going to give this one some steam because it turned a little, but that's okay because next we're going to throw the slip pocket into the, lots of steam, lots of steam. I'm literally going to lay as flat as I can possibly get it. I'll post tomorrow when I get more done. Yes, you guys can post photos of your current projects. Yes, in the group, there's a link down below to the Facebook group for Tiffany's Quilting Life Community Group. And you guys can post photos of your projects down in that group. Just click the link, answer a few questions to get into the group. It's mainly so I can make sure that it's subscriber only based, because I've had some people that weren't subscribers to Tiffany's Quilting Life, and I have the ability to look at who's subscribed and who has joined the group. It just keeps a lot of the, because we get bots at night with weird names, and they have Facebooks, and then they just come in the groups and screw with things. So you have to answer a couple questions. I make sure that you're part, and most of you get approved because we know your names from it's the same as your YouTube name, so we know. Kim says if my phone and computer will agree to get along. Oh, cool. Yeah. So join the group. All right. Now let's put this in. So I'm going to start by sewing. That's the bottom. I'm going to start by putting an 1/8 of an inch seam across the top of the pocket to start. And I haven't changed my stitch length. I'm leaving it the way it is. We're also going to lay my ruler exactly in between some lines, right? And we're going to put it down 2 inches like this. So it's laying on there. I have a 2-inch line coming down. I'm going to line the top of this pocket that I just sewed center. So I'm going to come in 1, 2, and not a half. So 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 2 and 5/8. Exactly center. And then just going to leave it right here. Let's hope that it does not move. Nothing has moved. Nothing has moved. And now I'm only going to sew the sides and the bottom. So I'm just going to go down, over, and up with an 1/8 of an inch seam. But I'm also going to put a couple back stitches at the top and bottom because I didn't until I realized I didn't on the last one. Oops. And I also have a little thread I want gone right here before I stitch. All right, here we go. Back stitch right here because the entrance of the pocket does get a lot of wear. I'm going to come down with an 1/8 of an inch seam, come to the bottom of the pocket. I'm going to do a little bit of back stitching right here, just at the bottom. 1/8 of an inch seam across the bottom, and back stitch on this side of it. And then I'm going to come up this side. And remember, we folded this pocket under so it can sit. Most slip pockets come across the whole side of the bag. We don't want that in this case because the bag ends up so small. We just wanted a centered slip pocket. So both sides of the slip pocket, it was cut 6.5 by 8.5, folded with the 8.5 down, then sewn right sides together, and then we folded in 1/4 inch on both sides. So now it's 8 inch. Well, let's see. Hold on. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 3/4 is the size because it's not really exactly. It didn't. Oh, there we go. It didn't come out exactly, but it's there. Got some back stitching. Trim my thread. I'm going to use my seam ripper to get rid of these 2 little threads that went up just a little too high. All right. So my slip pocket is now in here. The reason we centered it for this bag is because this bag is so small, and when we did the last one, it came out perfect. It's sitting in the bag perfectly. So now let's attach the straps. Again, we're going to lay the ruler 2 inches down, like this. We're going to center this ruler on here. The pin is not there. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, 2 inches down, 3 inches in. So here's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. So I'm going to mark at my 10, and I'm going to mark at my 5. Just like this, and I'm going to be centering my piece with that. So now I can see these marks better than the black and white fabric. So again, we're going to center the ruler. We're going to come into the 5, into the 10. That's 3 inches in because my ruler is center on here, and this is an 11-inch piece. So we're going to come over to this 5, make a mark, and come over to this 10 and make a mark. All right. And this is heat erasing marker. So we're going to put the handles nicely. We're going to cover this end right here. We're going to pin it, trying not to wrinkle anything in the process. This other side, making sure that my handle, no matter which way it goes, as long as it's not twisted. You don't want to twist it. So it doesn't matter which way it's facing as long as it's not twisted. And I kind of want that side down because you can see the back stitching on the other side. So that is center over my line. And remember, I'm just going to sew about an inch size square at the bottom of this on both of these pieces. So this one's pinned or clipped. Now we're going to do the same thing on this one. Again, as long as it's facing, you don't want to twist your strap and hook it. You want it to have the perfect curve. So I'm going to center that on that side. Put a clip, and we're just going to be making a square. And if you don't trust your square, you can mark it out first where, you know, the lines of sewing that you're going to be making. So you can literally take your ruler, come up an inch. Let's see if this even works for me. Mark a line. Oh yeah, I can even see that. Look at that. Mark a line. So my line will be where my stitching will be. So if you don't trust yourself, just make a line with your fabric marking tool. Okay, we're going to make sure this stays nice and straight. We're going to start where my stitching was on my stitching line at the bottom. Turn it, come up, turn it, come over. There. Snip away my starting thread real quick. Come down this side. One more stitch. Come up catty corner. Back stitch. Turn it. Back stitch. One more stitch. Come down. Come over. And cross back over again. Okay, let's do the other side. Centered that. Turn it up. Come to my line. Cross over. Down from my corner, catty corner. Okay, I forgot to snip away my first starting thread. Cross over this way. Cross over this way. These are like really sewn on here, so you can put a lot in these little bags. And one more time with this one. Okay, that side's on. So these bags are going to be able to hold a lot of weight because these are some really good handles. I would post, but don't know how. Into the group, you mean, Jim? Do I have to do a tutorial on how to go to the group and join, and how to post pictures once you do join? Just saying. If you guys need me to show you how it works, I can show you how it works. Oops, backstitch, Tiffy. Right there. I just do my back stitching now. It's not the same every single time. Cross up. Go down. Come up. And go down one more time. Oh, so nicely on there. All right, center this one again. Last one. Then we put back together. Oh, then we can choose a zipper. We haven't even chose a zipper yet, but that's okay. That side is a little bit bigger than an inch, but I don't think it's going to matter in the long run as long as the bag is nicely tacked down. All right. That one kind of ended up like a little bit bigger than I wanted. All right, so both of my handles are now on. They are very, very secure. Very secure. Let's choose a zipper. Actually, this is totally not the zipper box, but while I'm here in this box, we're going to grab a name tag. Oh my goodness. I don't want them all wrinkled in here. Lay nicely. Let's see. These are label weavers, the label and tag experts, for those that were curious. That's what it says on the thing. So, the label and tag experts. You might just have to look up label weavers. We're going to also add another cat one for this bag. And then we're going to put this one away and grab zippers. All right, majority rules. Let's see. We're going to do another of these big zippers. So we have light green. How many more big zippers do I got? We got, no, where's the big ones? We got pastel purple. That's not going to work. Bright pink. That is not going to work. We've got darker green. We got a blue. The blue actually kind of looks good with the frogs. It doesn't really look good with the green. We have an aqua. Purple. I have an orange. Ooh, the orange looks good with the tree frogs, you guys. That is really good with this. I'm wondering how well you can see. The orange looks great with the tree frogs. Like it's definitely a good accent. And how many more? I don't have any more wide zippers besides the pinks and purples, which are the colors we are not using. I do have a yellow, but it's a thinner zipper, and that's it. So I'm totally going to eliminate this aqua, this blue, definitely eliminating the purple. So it's a choice between the green, I think it's a choice between dark green and orange. I like orange, orange, orange. Okay. We're doing orange. Alrighty. I wish I had more choices. It would be nice that someday I can like have more zipper choices, but you can afford what you can afford at the moment you can afford. That totally makes sense, right? All right, we're gonna flip these down now, out of the way, just like this, pulling them down really good, but we're gonna try to keep them flat. We're gonna put some long pins in. We're also gonna move my tags out of the way for now. We're gonna make sure that we're not folding or bending anything. Just gonna fold these out of the way. They fold out nicely. Just keep the bag things down. Remember, you don't have to keep the pin in completely through the turning process. You can pull it out sooner than later. All right. We're gonna make some zipper tabs real quick with ooh, that's long enough. That's long enough too. How long is that in half? No, we wanted longer this time, huh? Longer zipper tabs than the last time. So not long enough. Is that as wide as that? Oh, look, it is. I don't have to cut anything down because it's as wide as that zipper. So let's do one, two. Let's do 3.5 because it's getting folded in half. You know what I'm saying? Because the side that the zipper is going on, so you guys can see that. Remember, that's the side that didn't poke out right, but the side that the zipper didn't come out on, that side came out perfect. So we're still going to cut them both the same. We're just going to attach them a little bit differently. So the side that the zipper, so I'm just going to fold this in half. Give it a quick press on both of these. And I'm going to stitch the zipper real quick too. That way it stays nice when I go to zip it. The zipper is the perfect size. It's just ever so slightly, let's see if I can't do this with a clip at the end, because they definitely don't stay together very well. I just want it to stay together. It's just a small little stitch. All right, so here's my little zipper things. This time we're going to do it the same exact way. We're going to lay the zipper down on here where we want it. Remember, it's just a little bit bigger, but it's okay because we're going to put the zipper tab. So the side that the zipper goes on, we're going to open that zipper up a little. Here's the side of the zipper. We're just going to come in a little bit further. And then we're also going to come in a little bit further on this side to cover that metal tab. The metal tab's right there. We came in pretty good on that side. So I'm going to put a clip on this. And then this one we're going to put a clip on here because that's where I want it to stay. So the opening is going to be a little bit smaller, ever so slightly. But I'm just going to sew this on here now. I'm also going to sew this end on. And see, these are exactly the size, so I have no trimming down to do. I'm just going to make sure that this zipper keeps closed nice and tight as I cross over this. Move that out of the way and cross over the, make sure I'm not running on any metal. All right. So my zipper tabs are on now. Remember, they're going to also be stitched into the bag, so there's no other stitching needed. It's just the one stitch across the top, and everything is being stitched down anyway, so these should never come undone. All right, we're going to start by zipper on the left-hand side. We're just going to leave it kind of open a little bit. We are going to center this now. but my tab is just a little bit longer now, so I'm going to put that exactly on that and exactly on that. Perfect. So I'm just going to throw a hook on this one and on this one before I lay my lining. So I'm going to grab my lining piece now, the part that has the pocket. I'm going to put that, so bag is facing up. We're going to keep reiterating on this because I personally don't want to forget. Bag facing up, zipper facing down. So just make sure that your zipper thing is out of the way, because let me tell you, you do not want to run over it. Lining facing down, so right side down. On top of that, center it. It should meet both sides perfectly. Everything should be the same size. Everything should be the same size. You can't have enough clips when it comes to keeping this zipper in place. Okay. So I'm going to sew this on. I'm going to back stitch. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam. Just making sure everything's staying nice and flat. I really don't have to move that zipper head out of the way as long as it's facing out of the way, so I don't run it over. And stay level. Back stitch. Alright, I'm going to leave the tabs hanging out. They're hanging over right now. I'm going to leave that the way it is. I'm going to go ahead and press this out of the way. So you notice I'm going around my zipper. And then I'm going to go ahead and push the top down. Nice and flat. And I'm going to sew that as flat as possible with a top stitch. But I'm still moving my lining out of the way. I don't want my lining with a top stitch. Alright, so we're going to change the stitch length to a 3 just for this top stitch. I want my zipper and everything seam facing the top. So like if you want to make sure that it stays facing down, you can always press it so that it lays flatter. I highly doubt that that made it lay flatter. Nope, it did not. So it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to top stitch now, 1/8 of an inch away, making sure that that seam is flat, everything's pulled apart. Top stitch complete. Fold that back down. Now you need the other side of the bag. We're going to have that right side up, zipper tape right side down, line it up on there to make sure it's even. Just line up your two sides. Everything was cut exact. Line up those two sides. Like this bag is like literally almost done. Okay, now we're going to take the other lining piece. We're going to put that right side down. So again, the bag right side up, right side down, and then your lining on the other side would be right side up, and then we're going to put right side down, line up the top, line up the two sides, throw the clips back in. I really don't need as many clips as I thought, and I really don't need to be moving the zipper either because this is such a wide zipper tape. Alright, so let's come on this one, back stitch, sew my 1/4 inch seam, okay, again, just going to press this out of the way so you can use the hair marker, which, I mean, you really have to like just rub against it like that. And then we're also going to grab the top. You can close the zipper for this part so that it lays closed and you're not grabbing the bag open. or you can use steam from the iron, which is my preference. But we're gonna do both. I'm hoping my zipper tabs now are better, being the way I just did this. Again, I'm going to pull my lining out of the way so that I can top stitch this. Everything, the seam from the zipper is faced that way, but the lining is back on the opposite side. Just going to hold that out of the way because we don't want that in the seam. And then the top stitch. Alright, that is now top stitched. Now we can trim away the excess on the side, or press this first. So super flat. Alright, so let's trim away all the extra zipper and tab that we made at the end. All right, now we gotta do is sew it together. Now, front pieces together, linings together. Again, we're gonna line the lining up. We're gonna sew 3/8 of an inch, starting at one side, come around right here, back stitch on both sides, leaving an opening so you can turn your bag. Then we're gonna stitch down this 3/8 of an inch, and then when we get up here, we're gonna switch it, make it smaller to a 1/4 inch on the top of the bag, and so on and so forth. So again, I'll tell you when I start sewing because it's probably easier to hear it while I'm sewing what I'm doing. I'm also going to make sure that my zipper, is open. For one, before you do anything, make sure that zipper is open so you can turn the bag. Doesn't need to be open all the way, just mostly. I'm going to fold the zipper facing, so it's folded in half, kind of upward. Okay, so I'm lining everything straight right here. I'm going to put a clip on it. So the zipper essentially is cupping down into the bottom, into the inner side of the bag. So you're just cupping it down into that, lining all those seams up. Dying to see the finished bag. This one I'm not even showing you guys either. Orange, I saw that. Okay, yeah, orange, always maybe red. Going to bed. Good night. Oh, good night, Diane. I didn't even know you were here, but then I probably saw it in the beginning. I just wasn't paying attention because I'm not catching every single comment. All right, let me put a couple clips down here, kind of just at the beginning where I want to start and stop my stitching, really, and along the sides. Just one, making sure everything's lined up. So I'm going to start at the bottom. So the inner lining of the bag, we are stitching 3/8 of an inch. I'm always going to start down here. I'm going to line it up at 3/8 of an inch, and I'm going to back stitch. Make sure you back stitch. I'm also going to change my stitch length again. I don't know why I always forget to put it down. Three-eighths of an inch. Ah, go right there. So 3/8 of an inch. We're coming up to the zipper. So we're going to go up over the zipper nice and slowly like, and then we're going to start curving away from the zipper to a 1/4 inch seam when we get to the bag, the outer side of the bag, which is a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to put all my clips away because they're not needed anymore now. So the bag top, the outer side of the bag is 1/4 inch seam. The inner lining is 3/8 of an inch. That way it fits in there just perfectly. Leaving that opening, don't forget to leave that opening on your bag lining. Alright. So I'm coming up now to my zipper again. We're gonna go super slow over the zipper. Everything's nice and lined up. And we're gonna go from that 1/4 inch now into the 3/8 of an inch. Back stitch, and then I'm just gonna sew a little here so that I can turn my bag. We're going to start by the corners. Again, we're going to push one seam one way, one seam the other. You could put a clip in it. You just grab a clip. That way it holds those seams down nicely. Actually prepare all of them at this point. So that one's that way, this one's this way now. So I'm making sure that it's going the same direction on the bottom. So this, if it was pressed this way on one side, I'm just going to do the same thing on the other. We're going to put a clip on that side. And then while we're at it, we might as well clip these. So we're going to do the same exact thing. If one seam is going one way, the other is going to go the opposite. We'll just pay attention to that when we get to the other end. We're going to put a clip there, keeping it nice and straight. And then we're going to go to this side, and I have it going that way. So that bottom one's going to go that way, and the top one's going to go this way. Everything's nice and opened up. All right. Just going to start with my 1/4 inch down here on the back part. Move that out of my way. Back stitch at the start, in the middle, and at the end. Okay, there's one. Again, let's do this side. I'm going to back stitch at the start, in the middle, and at the end. That way the seams never come apart, just in case you do put too much stuff in your little bag. You know, you definitely want it to stay nice. If you fill it up with stuff, you never want it to come apart. All right, now let's do the outer sides, or I mean the lining. So this is 3/8 of an inch on the lining. Back stitch in the center. Keeping this all nice and flat and straight. And one more. Make sure everything's still poking out like it's supposed to. 3/8 of an inch. Back stitch in the middle. The lining isn't as super important as the outside. We want the outside of the bag to stay nice. All right. I'm going to pull my pins out real quick before I poke the crap out of myself. Just reaching in and feeling for them. Okay, here we go. We're going to reach in and we're going to birth this bag. We don't know what it looks like. We're all going to see what the tree frogs look like. I'm not even looking. I'm just going to pull. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we have my straps on each side. Dude, I could totally make a ton of these in a couple days and then like sell them. That would be kind of good because I kind of need the money. All right. That's all nice and flat down in there. I'm using my fingers, pushing against the thing. Let's tuck the lining in, making sure that this all is laying flat. We're also going to be pushing the little zipper tab. Let's hope that it pushes out this time. I'm gonna have to reach my finger in under the lining real quick. Didn't go out as much as I had hoped. Definitely needs to come in a little bit more. I guess with every bag I'm gonna learn a little bit more. Okay, we definitely need a tool for this one. Come on, get in the corner. Push the corner out. Get it out. Get it out. Push it out. There we go. Come on. Turn it. Oh. Yeah, that's not very good sounds in the middle of the night. Coming from me. Okay. We're going to push this one a little bit more. All right. Oh, I saw that. Okay, let's push these back down, make sure everything's fitting. Everything's fitting. The pocket is perfectly aligned. Let's sew the bottom. So adorable. So I just need to fold it open. We're gonna press this real quickly, like nice and flat. Remember, because I'm going to sew it from the squared bottom from side to side of that. So I'm going to start with my 1/8 inch. I'm going to put it down in here. And then I'm going to slide my tags in. I like my tags because my name ones have a butterfly, which is my kind of like my logo. And I'm going to backstitch just ever so slightly on the edge of the tag. We're going to enter the may contain cat hair tag on the opposite side. I'm going to sew across this, making sure the whole bag gets sealed. Put a little backstitch right here on this side. Now a little backstitch on this side. My tags don't get ripped out accidentally. Come to the end, backstitch, trim, thread, get rid of these little tiny dinky ball threads. Oh, and I have a little thread knot right here, which is not very attractive. Oh well, it's inside the bag. Both ends caught, looks good, looks good. Here we go, bag number 3 of the night. It's all pushed out. Oh, so adorable. These bags are just the cutest. Oh, look at that. Oh, ta-da. My tree frogs did not perfectly match this time, but let me bring it over there. Look at my tree frog bag. So adorable. So they didn't match completely, but who cares? So we're going to open it up. Can you see? Let me tip it this way. You can see the pocket this way. Sort of, maybe. There's a pocket. It sits in there correctly. So this one pushed out a lot better right here and right here. It's got the big zipper top because we use the bigger zippers, so it lays just a little bit flatter. And the handles. Look at this thing. It's such an adorable little handbag. I'm addicted to my handbags. All right, let me come over here. And see, they're like, they just right, you know? So again, they're 4 inches at the bottom. The bag itself is 6.5 inches. The top of the bag is 10 inches wide. And you have plenty of room inside. It has a slip pocket. Let's see how well. I'm just going to shove this in here. And we're going to see. Oh yeah, it doesn't sag too bad. Look at that, with heavy stuff in it. So that's perfect. The handles are really, really on there. And this little glass jar is pretty heavy, so it sits perfectly. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. So we have a guitar bag, a frog bag, and a guitar butterfly bag. And then my tree frog bag. All of which have the same lining, different style zippers. So these two have the big zippers, and this one has the little zipper, which will be mine. And then I'm going to see if I can't push this out real quick even more, because I shoved that other one, but I doubt this is going to go. Yeah, that's just down in there. Yeah, I should have made this one bigger. That's okay. It's still good. Doesn't matter. All right, we're going to put that away. We're going to put this away. And I'm not going to clean everything up tonight, but these are my bags. So I've made 3 bags today, all in a short period of time. I do suggest when making these bags, really the only thing you need is the walking foot for the quilting. Then leave the walking foot on when putting this together, the straps. That way they don't turn at all. Because I can tell the difference between this bag was put together with the walking foot, and the quilting was walking foot. These ones you really can't tell if the quilting was walking foot or not, but you can with the handles because they have a slight turn to them, you know? And then, yeah, this one too. It has that slight turn, but over time, by using the bags, they will start remaining the way they need to remain. So, but they fit in each other perfectly when they're up. And then because of the way I stitched around them, they hang down perfectly. They are not too long. You know, they're like the perfect size for the size bag that it is. So definitely cute little bags. I'm gonna move these back out of the way, kind of clean up my kind of crazy mess going on here, but the rest I'll clean later. Again, they're made with just a piece of paper template. It's 11 inch by 8.5 inch. Any standard copy paper is the size to make your template. Fold it in half, cut out a 2-inch square on the side that opens, not on the side that's folded, so that way you have a piece that looks like this. This becomes your template and your guide to all of your scrap pieces. So your scrap batting you would cut, just a guide. It doesn't have to be this size at first because you're going to have shifting, so make sure you cut your piece bigger like I've been doing for your batting. Also, cotton batting is better than using polyester blends because it gets stuck in the feed dogs for the polyester blends. So I recommend cotton or using some fleece. I mean, not fleece, felt, that's the word for it, and or sew in bag foam. So bag foam works. Use a lightweight interfacing. You don't need a thick interfacing for the handles. So lightweight, like a 931 TD fusible, lightweight or mid-weight interfacing, whatever. It doesn't have to be too thick. The rest is all scraps. You can piece your scraps on crooked, straight, however you want for both the front and the back of your bag. And the handles were 15-inch by 3-inch cuts. Zippers are at least 12 inches. At least 12 inches. The zipper tabs, the best tabs were these ones on this bag. So those were the width of the zipper at 3.5 inches folded in half. Came out the best. Although this end right here came out really nice. And this one I did not even add them. Or maybe I did and they didn't show up. I don't remember. I don't remember if I added them earlier. I probably did. Also, for a nice flush top, it's a 1.5 inch zipper or 1.25 inch zipper. I totally forgot from earlier. I do say it, but we're going to check it anyway. 1.25 inch thick zipper. Like really added a little bit more definition to the top of the bag as opposed to a regular 1-inch zipper. So that extra quarter definitely added more, yeah. I swear her purse weighs 15 pounds. You know, I could put it to the test and put 15 pounds worth of junk in here. But these are just for a little on the go, you know, throw your little mini wallet and your cell phone and your car keys and your whatever, or they can be makeup bags. Just throw some makeup in here. That way, instead of your makeup bag just being the bag, it actually has a handle to carry. You know, I don't know, just cute. Makes cute little gifts for teenager girls. Pencil holders. You could just throw a ton of pencils and pins or color markers or whatever you want in here for little artists. Whatever you want to gift it for, someone will use it. So, yes, definitely orange. Yeah, black for Friday, yellow for Tuesday, orange for Wednesday. Yep. One for every day of the week. So adorable. Anyway, so I made 2 for an Insomniac video. My next Insomniac video will be the offshoot. So 47 will be the video that goes with 45, and that'll be finishing this project right here in front of me that I haven't gotten to. I just didn't feel like cutting all those pieces tonight. I wanted to do this. I was so inspired by earliers that I was like, let's keep going. So I did. Yeah, does anybody have any questions? And if you do, again, like I said earlier, for So Sunday, put it in the comments after the video. This was just to keep going. And I made 2 in however long I've been on here, 3 hours. So 1 took 2 hours and 2 took 3 hours. So, and that's with lollygagging and talking and explaining things. So definitely quick and easy. The more you make, the faster they go. And yeah, I'm definitely ready to try the crumb piecing. This size bag though, but with crumb piecing. Yeah. All right, guys. That's fine. We can wait to see it finished. So I'm going to take pictures and I'll post them in the group. And I'm also going to post all 3 pictures of these all on my Instagram. That way, those of you who don't have Facebook can look on Instagram. Those are the only other sites I post on, Facebook and Instagram. And my Facebook business page as well. I'll post pictures. So I probably won't do that till tomorrow. But anyway. All right, guys. It is 1:10 a.m. I'm glad I'm done. Who's is that? What up, Tiff? Anyways, all right, guys. Well, I thank you for watching Insomniac Series episode number 46. And I will see you guys. The next video is Sunday. And the next Insomniac one, who knows? It happens when it happens. I'm up when I'm up. I'm here when I'm here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. We met at the market, and you gave me your YouTube. That was a page I enjoyed watching. Good night. See you all around. We met at the market. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. Good night, everybody. Sleep well.